Hi there, my name is Xavier Leons from JengaScheme. Today I'm going to show you how to create your own schemes of work using JengaScheme. JengaScheme has been created for CBC and secondary school teachers who are struggling out here to create their schemes of work. So as you can see that a lot of teachers are using JengaScheme to create their schemes of work. JengaScheme is revolutionizing CBC and secondary school lesson planning for teachers in Kenya. All of this you're given for just 25 shillings. When you just have 25 shillings, you're able to create your own schemes of work. Nimeongea na walimu wengi sana hapa nje na wameniambia schemes of work huwa wana struggle sana kutengeneza. And I've created this solution for all the teachers out here. So to access JengaScheme, you just need to go to your Google search bar and search for JengaScheme. JengaScheme without spaces is just JengaScheme. And you're going to go to the first result. You'll be greeted with a page that looks like this: Schemes of Work Generator for Teachers. So you're just going to click on Get Started or Sign Up at the top of the nav bar. So you're just going to go click on Get Started. You can choose to create an account, but if you have an account, you are just going to click on Login. But because I have an account, I'm just going to log in with Google. So I'm going to select my account, my Google account. And you'll be greeted with a page that looks like this. Currently, I have just 8 shillings in my account. But as we have seen that to create a schemes of work, I need to have 25 shillings in my account. So I will need to top up my account before I create my schemes of work. But when you first sign up, you will be given 25 shillings as a gift from JengaScheme. That only applies for first sign up. So I'm going to first top up my account so that I'm be able to create my schemes of work. So you're just going to enter your details. My phone number is 0728 44683 and I'm going to top up my account with 25 shillings. Then I'm going to proceed to checkout. As you can see, you'll be greeted by a page that looks like this, and you will select the mode of payment that you would like to top up your account with. So for me, I'm going to use M-Pesa, but if you have Airtel, you can use Airtel Money, or if you have Visa, MasterCard, or American Express, you can use this option. But for me, I'm going to use M-Pesa, and then I'm going to click on Proceed. You're going to get a pop-up to your cell phone, and you just need to enter your PIN, your M-Pesa PIN. So let me enter my M-Pesa PIN, and you're just going to wait for just a few seconds, and your payment will be received, and you're going to receive a notification from us. As you can see that my payment was completed successfully and I have 33 on my wallet. Now I have sufficient balance to create my schemes of work. To create a schemes of work, you just need to click on the plus icon. You'll be greeted by a page that looks like this: Create a scheme of work. Now, this is John, and John's timetable has 6 lessons per week. When John counts the number of lessons that he has per week, he has 6 lessons per week. His term has 13 weeks. He has 1 double lesson, which occurs at lesson 3 and 4, and has 3 breaks and interruptions. His term has open examinations, midterm break, and end term examinations. We should use all of this information to create John his schemes of work. So let's say he teaches at St. Mary's High School. Let's say school level is secondary school. Let's say he's teaching in a secondary school. Let's say he wants to create a Form 3 schemes of work. But if he teaches in a primary school, you just need to change this selection to primary. And now you can click on the grade that you would like to create the schemes of work for. But we can see that John teaches in a secondary school because it is St. Mary's High School. So let's say He wants to create a schemes of work for Form 3. Let's say he teaches mathematics. Let's say he's in term 1. And let's say he's in the year 2025. So you just press on save and continue. So in term 1, John is going to teach quadratic expressions and equations. So you just select by clicking on this box. So this is the topic, this is the subtopics. So he's going to teach trigonometry 2. He's going to teach further logarithms. He's going to teach circles, chords, and tangents, and also matrices. You just click on save and continue. We have seen here that John has 6 lessons per week. So in this section, the number of lessons per week, you're just going to select 6 lessons per week. So the first lesson details, we can see that his term has 13 weeks. So the first week of teaching will be week 1, and the first lesson of teaching will be lesson 1. But as the teacher, you can choose to start your lessons at lesson 2 or lesson 3, but we'll choose lesson 1 because we want our schemes of work to start from week 1, lesson 1. The last lesson details is the last week of teaching. We have seen that the term has 13 weeks. So the last week of teaching will be 13, and the last lesson of teaching will be lesson 6. This means that his last week of teaching will be the whole of the 13th week at lesson 6, which means that is the last lesson of the term. So this means that his first week of teaching will be week 1, lesson 1, and the last lesson details will be the last week of teaching, which is 13, lesson 6. You have seen that he has one double lesson, which occurs at lesson 3 and 4. So if you don't have a double lesson, don't tick this box. But if you have a double lesson, you will have to tick this box. So you have seen that his double lesson occurs at lesson 3 and 4. So you're just going to select lesson 3 and 4 here. And then you click on save and continue. You have seen that his term has 3 breaks and interruptions: open examinations, midterm break, and end term exam. You're just going to click on the box here and click on add break. So the first is open examinations. So you're going to write as open examinations as the break title. So let's say the open examination will start on the second week. And let's say it will start at lesson 1 and it will end at lesson 6. So the break start will start at week 2, lesson 1, and the break end will end at week 2, lesson 6. This means that this is the whole of week 2. The whole of week 2, the students will do opener examinations. But we can see here that there is midterm break and the end term examinations. So the midterm break, we need to also add the midterm break. So here you can add another break. Just click on add another break and write midterm break. So let's say the students will go for a midterm break at week 8. The whole of week 8 will be a midterm break. So it will start at lesson 1, week 8 lesson 1 to week 8 lesson 6. This means that the whole of week 8 will be a break, a midterm break. But you can see that we also have an end term examination. So you're going to just add another break here and write end term examinations. We can say that the end term exam will be done at week 13. So it will start at lesson 1 and it will end at week 13. At week 13, lesson 6. This means that the whole of week 13 will be end term examinations. If you have added all your breaks and interruptions, you just need to click on save and continue. So here you can customize the topic order. You can say that let me start with trigonometry 2. Kama kusema trigonometry 2 ni ngumu sana kwa wanafunzi, wacha nitaanza trigonometry 2. But you can say that let me start with quadratic expression and equations, trigonometry 2. This here you customize your topic order and you arrange them as you prefer so that they can be arranged on your schemes of work. So here you can customize your topic order by just easily dragging and dropping, by just long pressing and dragging and dropping. So I can choose to start with matrices, and the second topic will be quadratic expression and equations. Note, the way these topics have been arranged is the way it will appear on your schemes of work. So you're just going to click on next, and then you're just going to click on generate PDF. So before you pay and download, you can preview your scheme by just clicking on preview scheme, and you can see how your scheme looks like. You can see that our lessons start from week 1 to lesson 6. Week 1, lesson 1 to lesson 6. We can see 3 and 4 is a double lesson. And we can see that the way we arrange our topics is the way it appears on our schemes of work. Sorry for that. So you can see our open examinations occurs at week 2, lesson 1 to week 2, lesson 6. So it then resumes to in week 3, lesson 1. So we can see our midterm break occurs at week 8, lesson 1 to week 8, lesson 6. And then we resume at week 9, lesson 1. And then our end term examinations start at week 13, lesson 1 to week 13, lesson 6, which is the last week. So if you have confirmed your schemes of work is perfect, you just click on back and pay and download. You can see our St. John's St. Mary High School schemes of work is ready. So St. Mary's High School, you can see our break, open examination, week 2, lesson 1 to week 2, lesson 6. You can see this is the scheme, the generated schemes of work. You can see midterm break, week 8, lesson 1 to week 8, lesson 6. And you can see our end term examination, week 13, lesson 1 to week 13, lesson 6. So that's it. And that's how you create your schemes of work using JengaScheme. So from here, now you can top up. You can choose to top up here, or you just click on wallet and top up here to create another scheme of work. Thank you and have a nice day.